This activity is called Beaded Mosaics, and it is a great art activity to explore hair discrimination and empowerment in Black girls. We're going to use what we already use in our culture, beads. Things you'll need are obviously beads, hot glue guns, a canvas, and also I would recommend some tweezers. You also are going to want this handout for mile marks. You can find the link below. And it's going to be really important that if you are a clinician that is using this activity, make sure that we are only using it with clients that are old enough to use hot glue guns and that we've received written permission from their parents to do so as well. So as you can see, we've already glued our picture that we selected from the handout onto our canvas. And I would recommend that you start in the middle. It's going to be easier to work your way out and fitting the beads. And so you want to make sure that you start in the middle, kind of like a bindu if you do mandalas in your work, and slowly make your way out. Using a hot glue gun, obviously, the glue is going to dry a little faster, so you're going to want to do a little bit at a time. I recommend using tweezers. Using your hands, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get the beads in the places that you want. This allows for you to have a little bit more control over where the beads are going and also not hurting your hand as well. So you'll notice as I am putting the beads on there that I am using my other hand to push them. So you want to make sure that there's no space in between it so we can have a nice tight mosaic, and making sure also that they're sticking. That'd be really frustrating and really hard if you go later on to finish the picture and realize that some of them aren't sticking. It's kind of going to be really hard to get those beads back in place. So make sure that the client's using that other hand to make sure that there's no space in between. So the best thing about this intervention is I oftentimes get clinicians that really don't know how to open the conversation around race or race-based issues with Black clients. And doing this activity really pairs naturally with talking to the client about some of the things that they've experienced, maybe with people acting discriminatory towards their hair or treating them differently. This is a really good way to also identify if a kid might be dealing with some bullying. In our community, hair is really important, especially for Black girls, and it is often connected with moods and behaviors. Sometimes I've worked with Black girls that have gotten in trouble for not taking their hood off, and they haven't taken the hood off of their head because their hair is not done. So this could be a really good activity to open up the doors to finding out a little bit more of what's behind some of the behaviors of our clients, and if they are struggling with self-esteem or any other issues as a result of their hair. Now, you might be wondering, do I have to use hot glue for this? You can use other types of glue, like an Elmer's glue. It doesn't dry as clear, and when we use a hot glue gun, this is something that our clients can leave right away with after their session. However, you can use Elmer's glue and Mod Podge, but I would recommend using hot glue guns and using this with clients that are at least 11 or 12 years old. All right, now that we've finished with the face, we are gonna clean it up a little bit, turn it over, make sure none of the beads are falling off and they're nice and secured, and use your tweezers to do a little cleanup before you move on to the hair. Okay, now that we have finished our face, we are moving on to my favorite part, which is the hair, because this is where we can really see our clients use their creativity and provide another space where we can talk more about their hairstyles and how they would wear their hair if they knew they wouldn't be punished or judged. There are still states where it is legal to discriminate based on hair, and there are Black children in schools across this country that have been prevented from participating in certain sports or certain activities like graduations and proms because of their hair. So this hair discrimination is really real, and a lot of our kids are dealing with it. So we can use this time to talk to them a little bit more about things that they would love to do to their hair, what their favorite hairstyles are, and get more to the root of if they've ever had these experiences where they've been treated differently because of their hair. After we're done, I like to take the tweezers just to clean it up a little bit and get any residual hot glue. Clients can continue to decorate, leave it as is, or even pair it with an affirmation. This is Beaded Mosaics. Please be sure to subscribe for more activities to support Black youth.